What is going on YouTube? Patrick here. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you what I purchased to resell on eBay yesterday. It was last weekend now, but you guys were watching the video yesterday. Um, it's been a busy week, you guys, and so I'm going to be interspersing some of the stuff that's already sold with things that haven't sold yet. What are you going to do, right? I'm just trying to get this silly hobby of ours done. And so yeah, let's get right into it. We went to 3 estate sales and got a bunch of stuff actually. So the first estate sale, I had seen in the picture that there was a Sony Dvd Vhs player, and I don't know if you guys saw me say $35, and I was just like, that is just way too much money to buy a used, untested DVD VHS player. I did go back on Sunday and I did end up buying the books. I will show you some of those here in a minute. But in that same room, there were a couple Diary of a Wimpy Kid books, which I think I ended up paying $2 for all 3 of these, which isn't a great price, but it's not a bad price. And we headed into the kitchen, and I did end up buying this. It's actually a Polynesian Village. He's worth about $10 to $15, something like that. So for $2, it was an okay pickup. Like I said, I'll come back in a second and I will show you those because they are really big and I have to pick them up. Okay, so instead of picking up all those big boxes, I'm just going to give you some examples. I got all of these Louis L'Amour books. There are actually about 93 of them, something like that. Just a ton of them. The first day, I wasn't really sure how much they were. Actually, there was 93 of them like this, and then he has a sub-series called the Sackets. There was 18 of those, right? So that's what, minus 3? Like 121 of them? No, that can't be right. That's not right. 111. That's right. It's been a week, you guys. I apologize. Right? But I paid $20 for 111 of them, which that is a fantastic price, you guys. The Sackets actually have already sold. It sold for $35 with free shipping, so it ended up being like $29. So literally everything here on out that I sell is going to be in the green. And then I did end up buying these as well. They're William Johnstone. Apparently he had done some with his son, with J.A. Johnstone. So there wasn't as many of those. There were 49 of them, but I also paid only $20 for that lot as well. We'll see how well they sell. It looked like they were selling a little bit higher dollars, so maybe like $1.50 a book. Versus the Louis L'Amour is going to be about $1 a book, I think. Somewhere in that range. So, like, pretty amazing at that first place. And like I said, I did go back the second day and buy those books. I figured that would be a pretty good one. They had actually put out an Xbox 360 Connect device as well. They actually wanted $25 for it, which is kind of ridiculous, right? That's about what it's worth, even as a bundle. So not good at all. I told them, I said I could do 10, and they said, how about 15? And I said, okay, 15 is pretty mediocre, but I'll take it because I already got such a good deal from the rest of the stuff. All right, so we went on to the second sale. All right, so the second sale we went to, also estate. We looked at a bunch of stuff there. I wasn't really seeing a ton of things. There was an interesting little wireless phone that I looked at, but wasn't a brand that I was like, you know what, this is probably worth money. I probably should have looked it up, but I didn't. It was definitely an estate sale. Somebody had recently passed away in the house. So there was actually a lot of like medical equipment. And one of the things I found in the closet were these boxes of, I don't even know, Air Life Mojidos. It's sodium chloride solution. And so I looked inside. It looked like that at least a couple of the boxes were all there. And I figured these little individual serving sizes were going to be okay. Like I wouldn't have to worry about it if it wasn't 100 of them in the box. I would just list that and maybe give a discount for that. And I had no idea how much they wanted. When I checked out, they ended up charging me $5 for all 4 boxes. And I thought it was a pretty good deal. I thought I could get about $30 for 2 boxes, something like that. Until I got home, and you can see that it expired in April of 2018, or 3 years ago. So they're garbage. I'm probably going to continue looking at this stuff. I've seen a bunch of the other YouTubers looking at medical stuff and buying it and saying that it's worth a lot of money. So I'm like, you know, if I see it and there's really descriptive things on these things a lot of times, I can look it up quickly and I'll probably start to learn more about what it is that I can buy, and hopefully find some good things. But now I know, right? Like just like when I bought those the bakeware stuff, that I know to look for certain things. Right now I know to look for an expiration date. So I'll take the learnings away from it. It was a $5 mistake, so not too bad. Not as bad as the bakeware where I think it was something like $22. We headed down to the basement after looking at a bunch of stuff. I remember I was looking around at some things, and then I couldn't find my wife, and I found her in this like little entertainment room, which was like the son's drum room basically. And she's there pointing at this VCR. So JVC. So first thing I did was check to see if it was stereo. Right, that's like one of the things that I'm always going to check for. The stereo. The mono will definitely sell, but they don't sell as well as the stereo. So definitely want to look at that. And then I just had my phone and I looked up the model number. There was one sold for $50. So I was like, for $5, I think I'm going to do it. I'll probably price it at like $45, $30, $40, $45, something like that. Or maybe even go for the big shebang and hit it at $50 and take a best offer, something like that. But that was it. I got out of there for $10 for all that. If it had been good, it would have been right $110 for $10, but it's going to end up being $50 for $10. So still going to make money. Definitely can't look down on that. All right. So the third sale, you guys, this one was amazing, right? It was a celebrity estate sale. This was Mike Golic from the Mike and Mike show on ESPN. You probably saw the thumbnail of me and him. And it was I didn't know who he was, but he played football for at least 3 teams, including the Dolphins. And then he was on ESPN doing, I think it was simulcast, something like that, on both ESPN, on TV and on the radio. So he was doing the Mike and Mike show. And then he had another show for a little while, I think. Or maybe it was like the sequel to that with somebody. And now it looks like his son may have taken it over. But it was super interesting being able to meet him and see his house. He was very nice. Just letting everybody come and take pictures with him. And he was just telling stories and talking about the house. And he was talking about how him and his wife are moving. So it was like kind of making him down to earth, realizing that he's just like everybody else. And like they're downsizing from this big house because their kids are gone. And honestly, there was 4 floors of stuff to look at, which was really cool. And holy cow, we found some good stuff. So we first headed down to the gym, and I bought these Kettle DVDs. They're not new, but for 6 of them, I'm thinking it's going to be in like the $10 to $15 range. So, nothing amazing, but not too bad. I also found a T25 Beachbody workout. They had wanted, I think, $15 for it. I will tell you how much I paid. It was not $15. And then at the same time, there was this P90X. And I think, again, it was like they wanted $15 for it. This was the second day of the sale, though, you guys. And I know the company. I know some of the people who run the company. And I just knew that I wasn't going to get out of there at those prices. I knew that they were going to give me maybe not 50% off, but some kind of percent off. So that was, I think, everything from the gym there. Oh, let me cut away to one other thing. All right, you may have noticed that I changed shirts. That's just how this goes sometimes. We're just going to keep going through this stuff, you guys. All right, so you guys saw us picking through all the different fitness stuff, right? So this was one of the things my wife pulled out. 21-day fix. It's a Beachbody product. I think I did look this one up on my phone, and it looked like it was selling for like $20 to $30. And I think I'm going to list it about $28 actually, plus shipping. So great little pickup there. Okay, so, right, that was pretty cool to find that as well. The reason I taped that at a different time was because it sold already. Honestly, I listed it a couple days ago, and it sold for $28. So, of course, I don't know if you saw in the video, but my wife was like, do you want this? Maybe you should add that into your cart. And sure enough, she was right. I should just listen to her all the time. But we headed across to the other side, and it looked like maybe a toy room, maybe like a grandkids room, something like that. There wasn't a ton of stuff in there. Lots of CDs, and there was a train set and some Barbies. And I just kind of figured like whatever's left in here isn't going to be too great. There were some video games though, and she looked through them really quickly and found Super Mario Galaxy. So let me show you that one. After we got done with all of that stuff, we headed over to the other side of the basement, and it looked like that there had been a bunch of stuff in the little playroom down there. There was definitely a basket of video games, and so I didn't expect to really find anything. My wife went through it. She pulls out Super Mario Galaxy, and I'm like, that's great. That's a nice game to put with a bundle. It's usually not worth a ton by itself. I think it may have gone up in value maybe to like the $7 to $10 range by itself. Then I noticed it's sealed. Y'all, this is a home run. To stick with the football stuff going on, this is a touchdown with a 2-point conversion. This is going to sell for around $200, you guys. That is completely ridiculous. My wife found this, right? She wanted me to make sure to tell you guys that she was the one who found this. It's just ridiculous to me. Like I think I mentioned, this was the second day of this sale, and it was like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that. So they were almost closed, and it was still sitting there. So you just really never know how you're going to do. This is why I keep saying, like, I love to go to estate sales after lunch or maybe even on the second day later in the day, because there's just going to be good stuff left, and they're looking to make profit still. That's their whole goal, is to get money in for the family, and that's what we did here. I know that this was more of a moving estate sale, but still, like, they were just looking to get more money in for that family. Even though it's a famous football player, that was their whole goal, is help fund the move. So right, you guys, that is crazy to find that. It has already sold. I sold it for $199.99 with free shipping. I'll show you I'll give you the deets on Wednesday. Come back on Wednesday, right? You see what sold. But amazing sale, right? So we headed upstairs, went through the kitchen, and I'm gonna keep talking because I gotta dig it out a little bit here. But I found some Nordic ware in the kitchen. It's not like one of the better ones, but it's in a little bit beat up shape, but it's still worth about $11, so not too bad. And I love to sell Nordic ware because there's no moving parts. This thing ships super easily. I don't mind selling these things at all. So after we went to the kitchen, we headed upstairs. There were, like I said, there was 2 more floors. I don't know if I found anything on the top floor, but the second floor there was their young ladies' room. And there was a bin full of Cricut stuff. I think you guys may have seen that in the video. Right? Brand new. This is going to sell for probably $20, something like that. They had it marked at $8. And like I said, I didn't think at the time they were going to charge me that much money for it, and they did not. I also picked up the 3 that were open, and then I'll cut away and show you the other one that was not open. Okay, so we were upstairs, and we were going through looked like a young lady's room, and one of the first things we found was this basket full of Cricut stuff. And yeah, brand new, y'all. I love new stuff. This was a good one. I think probably 20 plus, maybe 20 plus shipping. I mean, listed at 25 with free shipping, somewhere in that range. But like, they wanted, I think, 8 for it. And I'll tell you at the end here how much I ended up paying for everything we bought at this place. I did not pay $8 for this. All right, so there was 5 of these Cricut things. I think I also may have shown you the extra needle things, the heads, the cutters, something like that, right? I mean, those are going to go to Natalie. So Natalie, shout out to you. Can't wait to take you with us this summer. Editing Patrick here, and I'm realizing as I'm going through this that I never actually talked about how much I spent at this estate sale. I spent a total of $70, which, right, that was a fantastic deal as compared to, I think all 5 of those Crickets were priced at $8, right? So that would have been $40 all by itself, right? There's no way they charged me $8 for each of those. And then it's going to be about $300 worth of stuff, right? Of course, most of that's going to be the Mario game. What are you going to do? That's still a pretty good pickup. But that's it. Now back to your regularly scheduled program. So that was everything, you guys. I double checked my list here. Like I said, it's been a crazy week. We spent $149 over both of those days, right? Saturday to Sunday. And it's worth about $580. really good for all this early season, right? We're in March and we're going to sales. That's crazy. I can only imagine like going into April, we should start to see actual tag sales and not just estate sales. Tag sales are, in Connecticut are garage sales to everybody else. I don't know why. But that's going to do it for today, you guys. Thank you for putting up with this kind of format. I just had a rough week and didn't able to film this earlier in the week, so it's much later in the week than I'd like to. It's dark in here, so obviously, like, right, I had to like wait until after work was done, wait till we get some other projects done, and that's just the way it's going to be sometimes, right? You got to just keep hustling. So if you've liked this, please do hit that thumbs up, hit that like button, and if you're interested in more content like this, please do subscribe to my channel. Once again, my name is Patrick. Thank you very much.